Hey guys, I'm Gavin Griffin, and today we're going to talk a little plumbing. The little drips and cracks in your game that lead to a lower win rate and a more frustrating time at the table are called leaks, and it's time to learn how to plug them. Quite often, leaks are things that can be fixed with a little effort and a little discipline. My biggest leak at the poker table, and one I know lots of people share with me, is my dependence on my phone or other electronic devices for entertainment. The more time I spend on my phone, my iPad, my iPod, watching the television, and all these other things, the less time I'm spending paying attention to what's going on at the table around me. How can I expect to play my best if I'm not fully engaged in the game? It's impossible, and it's not that difficult of a problem to fix. Just put your phone away. Another off-the-felt leak is tilt. Tilt is the inability to control your emotions and the effect those emotions have on how you play. Everybody gets emotional about poker at one time or another. A bad beat in a big pot, frustration that builds up when nothing is working out the way you expect it, factors outside of poker that work their way into your head while you're playing. All of these things can contribute to tilt and knock you off your game. I have a few helpful tips for minimizing the effect of tilt on your game and your bankroll. First, make sure you're not on tilt before you get to the casino. If you're having problems in your relationship, your kids are sick, or your favorite team just lost a big game, stay home. Second, check traffic. If you're like me and live and play in the Los Angeles area, then you know what it can be like trying to get to the casino at times. Make sure you're aware of how long it's going to take you to get where you're going, and if you're prone to traffic tilt, avoid the traffic where you can. Third, check in with yourself periodically. If you find yourself making decisions based on emotions instead of logic, perhaps it's time to end this session and look to the next one. Emotions are your bankroll's enemy, and they can't be ignored. Fourth, learn some breathing exercises. If you do find yourself on tilt and it's impractical to leave, learn some breathing or relaxation exercises to calm your mind and free yourself from the emotions that have you locked down. Now that we've covered the situations away from the table that can lead to leaks, let's look at a couple from actual gameplay that can cause you some headaches. The number one in-game leak that players have is defending their blinds too much. It seems like a logical thing. When a player is raising your blinds a lot, the way to get back at them is to defend more often, right? Wrong. First of all, that money's not yours anymore. It belongs to the pot. Why defend something that's not yours? Second of all, by defending your blinds with mediocre holdings, you're doing your opponents a favor. You're playing medium-strength hands against them out of position. You give up one of the most important things in Hold'em, the ability to act after your opponent. You're now on the defensive, having to act before your opponent and allow them to have more information than you do. Instead of defending your blinds, wait until you have position to go along with your cards and use them both to punish your opponent. The final leak that players need to fix is game and seat selection. Too often, players let ego get in their way and stay in a bad game for too long. Here's a hypothetical situation. You're playing at your local casino in the regular 5-10 game. It's filled with nits and grinders. The pots are small and usually heads up. 2 tables over is a 1-2 no limit game that's rocking and rolling. Some people are straddling, most are gambling, and there's a seat open. The magical win rate fairy comes up to you and tells you that your win rate in the 1-2 game is $20 per hour, and only $15 per hour in the game you're currently in. What game would you play? If your ego gets in the way and tells you to stay in the 5-10 game because it's the biggest game or that's where you always play, you need to reconsider your chosen life path. In addition to that, you must learn how to get the best seat in the game you're in. The seat you're occupying in any game of poker can swing your EV by large amounts. So what's the best seat? In a full game, the best seat is almost always to the direct left of the worst player in the game. That way, you get to have position on that player every hand, except for when you're in the small blind and he or she is on the button. This leads to you isolating that bad player more often and playing more pots with them without the clutter and difficult decisions that other players bring into the equation. The exception to this is that if the seat allows another aggressive, thinking player to have position on you. If you're isolating your fishy opponent and the thinking, aggressive player on your left picks up on this and begins to isolate you, you can be in a world of hurt. These leaks that we've gone over today are easy to spot and easy to fix. Taking your wrench to them and getting them all plugged up will lead to a higher win rate and a more content state of mind. Remember, train, win, repeat.